Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome to my AFK magic training guide for RuneScape 3. In this guide we're going to be going over two magic methods for training magic AFK. You will have maximum of 15 minutes of AFK time. There are two parts to this guide, both are going to be in this video. Part 1 is going to be for low level magic training and part 2 is going to be for high level magic training. So let's start off with low level magic training. For low level magic training, we are going to be fighting some zombies. They are level 66 and they have 5,000 life points. They're very easy to kill and you don't really need very powerful gear, but I do recommend some tank gear and a staff of your choice, a shield if you want. Really, these are going to be very easy and very AFK. So, what gear? If you go to the RuneScape 3 wiki for magic armor and you just go to the tank armor section, you can find all the tank armors and just pick out the best armor for your level. For this video, I'm going to be going with the Ganodermic gear. It's not that expensive and it's really good for tanking. For weapons, same thing. Just go to the magic weapon section of RuneScape 3 wiki, and if you want the two-handed weapon, for this method, it will be fine. You can pick out a staff from the non-elemental section, or you can go for an elemental staff, which will have at least some free runes provided. And if you want a shield with you, you can go with the dual wielding weapons. For this video, we're going to be using Abyssal Wand. So, once you've decided what gear you want, equip it. For this video, we are going to be using, like I mentioned earlier, Ganodermic. On top of that, I am using a Blood Amulet of Fury. I'm using Vampirism Gloves for some healing, and Luck of Dwarves for my ring. Honestly, you don't need, you can just use a Seer's Ring. That'll be fine. Abyssal Wand, and I do have a Dragon Fire Ward and my Fletching Master Cape for my cape. Also, I forgot to mention, you should bring a book with you for some extra bonuses. I'm using an Illuminated Ancient book. You don't really need to charge it or anything, just have it equipped in your pocket slot. So before we continue, let's just set up our ability bar. So what we can do is, and this is the easiest way, just right click on your action bar and do auto setup. And then you can do revolution, multiple targets. And that will sort of give you a basic power bar. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to add some spells to it. So, oops, we already have this one. But yeah, you can just drag some spells, magic, this is a basic attack, so you can drag that in there. Concentrated Blast is also pretty good. You can also look at the RuneScape wiki for the optimal ability bars, but right now I'm just going to drag some in and we should be good. So yeah, grab your runes and decide what spell you want to use. I'm going to be using the Bullet Burst spell, which does heal you a little bit and requires a 68 magic. However, I am on the ancient magic spell book. If you're on the regular spell book, just do your best elemental spell, grab your runes, and teleport to Edgeville. If you already disabled your PvP, you can skip this part. Otherwise, we're just going to quickly go talk to an NPC and tell them that we are not interested in PvP. You'll talk to Voila, or actually just to toggle PvP if you right click them. And yeah, right now it's telling me to opt out because I've already opted in to the, oh, sorry, it's telling me to opt in because I've already opted out. So I'm not going to do that. But yeah, you just need to right click and toggle PvP and you should be able to leave. From here, if you've unlocked the Fort Lowstone, you can just teleport there. But if you haven't, we're just gonna run around a little bit in the wilderness. You can also teleport to Varrock and run north from there. Okay, so we're here. See, these are the zombies, and we're just gonna run over there a little bit, and we can start attacking them. Just find a spot where you see a bunch of zombies, and that's it. Just fight them, and you can look away, do some other stuff in the background. These won't hit you that much, but if you have tank gear, um, you shouldn't really need food or anything like that either. If you are finding that you are getting hit a little bit, you might want to consider bringing some food, bring a shield. And if you don't have a Blood Amulet of Fury, I would highly recommend buying that. It's really worth it for PvM, Slayer, or even bossing. And if you can afford it, do get Vampirism gloves. Lastly, if you have the magic level and you are in the ancient spellbook, you can actually activate Vampirism spell, and that's gonna heal you for 5% of the damage you deal. And if you can activate this, it'll be activated for 12 minutes, and that's gonna constantly heal you. And you can actually spam this for up to 60 minutes of activation. The auras are gone now, so this is what they've added. You can also use pennies, which will give you prayer points instead. So these are very useful if you are struggling. But I would recommend that you buy a Blood Amulet of Fury for healing. So right now I am getting around 130-ish XP per hour. 130k, 125, 130k. I am, however, 84 magic. And I'm actually trying to get 99 magic right now. And that's kind of what made me research this a little bit and make this guide. But yes, I think that's pretty good. Considering this is AFK, you don't have to do much clicking or paying attention. All you have to do is every 10 to 15 minutes, just click on the game a little bit, move the camera around, and that's it. You can be busy playing a different game or if you have some work to do. So yeah, that is part one of this guide. Now we're going to be moving to part two. For this method, we are killing abyssal demons, and they do require 85 Slayer. They are combat level 98 with 8.5k life points. So for this next part, we are fighting abyssal demons. So if you go to the armor section of the RuneScape 3 wiki, I would recommend tank gear and anything equivalent to Ganodermic or higher. For weapon, I would recommend a one-handed wand. You can look at the shield section of the RuneScape 3 wiki and go to magic for your options. There are some items I do recommend you purchase or invest in. One of them is a Blood Amulet of Fury or Arcane Blood Necklace. If you can afford this, it does require engineering tokens. Now these do require a Blood Necklace shard and 80 crafting to make both the necklace and the Amulet of Fury. However, you can get assists. You can also get Vampirism gloves. Again, they also heal you, just like the amulets. And right now they are a bit pricey at 7.6 mil, but if you look at the real-time price, it's a bit lower. So I actually picked them up for around 5 mil not too long ago. So for this method, we are using Bloodburst, which requires 68 magic. That is because it's going to continuously heal us as we go, and it's just going to make this a lot easier to AFK. You can see some of the costs here for the spells, and this does require the quest Desert Treasure. So if you haven't done it already, you should. The Ancient Spellbook does have some very powerful spells. So for part 2 of this guide, things do get a little interesting. And if you find that you are struggling, you can enable the Empirism aura. This does require 69 magic, however. Or if you have Soul Split, you can get 67 magic and do Penance. So yeah, just get your best gear, get your runes, and for this method, we're actually going to be disabling EOC or Revolution Combat Mode. Instead, we're going to be going into, if you search combat and go into legacy options, um, you can enable classic combat mode, and that is what we're going to be doing for this method. That is because I find that using Bloodburst in legacy actually heals you more compared to Revolution, and I may be wrong. So you can try both. You can try UC mode or Revolutionary Bar, or you can try Legacy Combat mode, whichever works for you. So yeah, just grab your best magic gear, grab your runes, and teleport to Edgeville. From Edgeville, we're going to be running north to the Abyssal Demons. For this next method, I also recommend bringing a legendary pet. That's because we wanted to collect some loot. So if you close this and click on the scavenge ability, you can select what kind of loot you want. I've disabled herbs and seeds, but you should enable that. If you want metal bars and ores, sometimes they're not noted, so it can get a little annoying. Um, but yeah, because you can make some money with the Abyssal Demons. Bring a spring cleaner. They do drop some of those items which can be used for invention material, so I highly recommend bringing a spring cleaner as well. So we are here now. Well, almost. These guys are going to be attacking you quite a bit, so you might want to keep your distance. And if you find that this world is crowded, you can also go to Hot Worlds and Auto Quiet World, and this will give you a world that's a bit empty for this area. And yeah, once you come here, just find a good spot to hang out in and start attacking these. We are approaching 230k an hour, and I'm getting some money from my legendary pet. So yeah, just pay attention. I have died here a few times. Sometimes you may get attacked by the Abyssal Savage, and they do kill you if your star level is low and you can't retaliate. So you might want to keep an eye on that for a little bit. So I'm going to be hanging out for a bit. But yeah. So if you found this guide helpful, please do consider liking and subscribing. I do plan on making more RuneScape content very soon, so stay tuned. But yeah, I hope you found this guide helpful, and I'll see you next time. Take care.